Today we're diving into something really different, the Mpelembe Network. It's this fascinating platform that takes the same kind of thinking you'd use for a massive engineering project and points it right at one of our most basic human needs. You know, that need for community, for connection, and for a real sense of purpose. So let's see how they're trying to engineer a solution to one of our biggest challenges.
To really wrap our heads around this, we've got to start with a huge, kind of philosophical question. Seriously, what makes for a life well lived? When you look back, what's going to make it all feel meaningful? Is it just about chasing moments of pleasure, or is it about finding something deeper, something that lasts?
And look, that question, it's not just some abstract thing to ponder. It's actually super urgent because right now, so many of us are dealing with a very real and often very painful crisis of connection. It's wild. You can be surrounded by people and still feel profoundly, deeply lonely.
Okay, so to see how this all plays out in the real world, we're going to zoom in on a specific case study. You can think of it as a kind of demographic time machine. It gives us a sneak peek into the exact challenges that tons of communities all over the world are going to be facing really, really soon. So, what are we looking at here? Well, this slide shows a perfect storm brewing in a place called Richmond upon Thames. You've got this population that's aging fast. The 80-plus group is literally the fastest growing one, and that's colliding head-on with an affordability crisis. I mean, with rent over £2,000 a month, how can the caregivers, the nurses, the social workers even afford to live in the community they're supposed to be serving? It just puts the whole traditional model of care under massive strain. So, with a problem that complicated, where do you even start to look for an answer? Well, the solution here, and this is pretty wild, doesn't come from social policy. Not really. It actually comes from the world of massive civil engineering. The big idea for the Mpelembe Network came from its founders' work on London's water supply, specifically this 50-mile tunnel that basically secures all the water for the city. And the core question was, what if we took that same approach, that same level of seriousness, and built critical, reliable infrastructure for something just as vital as water: human connection? This right here is the key to understanding the whole thing. Just like that water main reliably moves water across a giant city, the Mpelembe Network is designed to orchestrate the flow of data, social support, and care. It's about treating human welfare not as some soft, optional extra, but as an essential public utility that absolutely has to be scalable, reliable, and always on. Okay, so how does this digital infrastructure actually work? Let's pop the hood for a second and take a look at the AI engine that's powering the whole thing. All right, so it's all built on Google Cloud, which gives it incredible scale and rock-solid security. But the real magic is in how it uses that power. It's got this multi-agent AI system that can automate really complex tasks. And its personalization engine, well, it isn't trying to sell you stuff. It's actually matchmaking people to create what they call lifelong links for real, sustained community support. This whole platform is really built for what the tech folks are calling the agentic era. And what does that mean? Well, we're moving past an internet where you just kind of sit back and consume information. In this new era, AI agents are active participants. They don't just answer your questions, they're designed to actively help manage and coordinate your well-being. And this slide just nails the conceptual leap they're making. The old way was autopilot, right? Think of some isolated system doing one simple, repetitive task over and over. But the Mpelembe Network? It's all about the co-pilot model. This is where the AI and the human caregivers are constantly working together in this tight feedback loop, which lets them handle way more complex situations much more effectively. But here's the thing, the tech is only half the story. Because if you really want to engineer human connection, you've got to understand the human operation system. You know, our psychology, our biology, what really makes us tick. The entire platform is built around creating a very specific kind of happiness, known as eudaimonia. And no, that's not the fleeting pleasure you get from a good meal or watching a funny video. This is that deep, lasting satisfaction that comes from having a purpose, from growing as a person, and from making a real contribution to the lives of others. And it turns out there's a science to this. Psychological research suggests that for a truly flourishing life, we need a certain kind of balance. The general idea is an 80-20 split, a solid foundation of 80% of that eudaimonic, purpose-driven activity, with about 20% of the simpler, fun pleasures sprinkled in to keep life enjoyable. And this is where it gets really cool. This pursuit of meaning isn't just a nice idea, it's literally wired into our biology. When you help someone else, your brain releases this amazing cocktail of powerful chemicals. You get a rush of endorphins, your body's natural painkillers. Dopamine kicks in, linking that helping behavior to your reward circuits, making you want to do it again. And oxytocin, the bonding hormone, fosters feelings of trust and empathy. It's a real, measurable thing called the helper's high. And psychologists have actually broken this down even further. They found that when we serve others, we satisfy these 4 deep core psychological needs. We feel autonomy because we get to choose how to help. We feel competence when we see we're being effective. We feel relatedness, that sense of belonging. And we feel beneficence, that powerful, amazing feeling of making a real positive impact on the world. Okay, so we've got this incredible blend of high-tech infrastructure and deep human psychology. But the big question is, does it actually work? Does it make a difference out there in the real world?
And the answer seems to be a big yes. The Mpelembe Network is being used in some really tangible ways. It's providing the digital backbone for these extra care housing developments, which helps seniors live on their own for longer. It's building tools that make human caregivers more efficient, and it's creating these amazing intergenerational volunteer programs that connect different age groups.
A fantastic example of this in action is the network's major partnership with a global philanthropic organization that's doing some really incredible work. So check this out. Through the network, the Justina Mutale Foundation launched a $10 million scholarship program. It's designed to help unemployed and underemployed African graduates get their master's degrees in crucial fields like science and engineering, which tackles unemployment and helps build a new generation of leaders. And it's not just about these huge numbers, right? It's about the direct, life-changing impact on real people. The foundation has given scholarships to 25 young women from Zambia, including the incredible boxing champion Catherine Fury, empowering them to go after their dreams anywhere in the world.
This quote just perfectly sums up the whole mindset shift the network is trying to encourage. It's all about building a completely different kind of wealth, one that you measure not by what you own, but by what you give back.
And here's the best part. You don't need millions of dollars to tap into that helper's high. It can start with these tiny, impactful actions that some people call micro-gives. And the trick is to stack them onto habits you already have. So while your coffee's brewing, you send one supportive text. On your commute, you give one genuine compliment. It's all about making service a simple, easy, integrated part of your day. So we'll leave you with that question. Knowing that your brain is literally built to thrive on service, what's one small act of contribution, one micro-give that you can weave into your day tomorrow? It's a simple little challenge that could start to rewire not just your day, but your entire sense of well-being.